Naga here. I had the pleasure of meeting this wonderful woman who has a lot of great products. And this one right here is specifically for hair growth. One is Rosemary number 9, and the other one is Sim 1. They smell so good, and they also got a great applicator tip. Therefore, it's easy to use. I instantly went ahead and got me some and put it in my beard, as you can see here. So, and it feels so good, it made my beard nice and soft. If you want information, it's information on these cards right here, and if you flip this card over, there's a barcode that takes you right to the website. You'll check her out. Go cop something. Naga.
Hey, what the affirmations to enjoy your day with? I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery. I got my discipline. My source comes from within. Root chakra grounded in the cosmos so infinite. Nagas through my veins. Currencies flow through ligaments. Another netter instrument. Manifest me dividends. I'm on my mastery. Self-doubt is blasphemy. I'm the God I ask for me, connected to my astral dream. I summon other beings, all facets of me. Magician carve my meaning. My purpose is the alchemy. I am numero uno, Raishi on my mind, lion's mane, big on sumo, Babalao aligned with Pluto. We kick back like judo, karma licks back from Pluto. Heart on a feather, that represents my new growth. Trusting me is crucial, the God in me a do show. I'm bigger than your economics, politics, and Google. My omnipresence is the true show, all the world is stage. Allow my authentic self to be the sage. Fumigating parasites all up in my space. Cause I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than indoctrinations. Naga's rising cavalry. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than the situation. Netters are my battery. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery.
Supreme evening, supreme afternoon, supreme rising, divine afternoon. This is Naga right here. Title of my build today is Naga's Thoughts When You Really Connected. I meant to put when you really connected and dealing with love. I meant to put that in there, but it kind of eluded me from the thought. You know, my dreams be so real lately. Like I be going places in my dream. Like I be around people that I don't know. I be smelling houses and furniture that I never smelled before. You know how you go to somebody's house and you sit down and it's like you can smell them on their couch and shit. Like I do that in my dreams. And then I wake up, right? And when I wake up, I think that like my cousin was asking me about my health and how I'm doing and all this shit. And I'm like, how the fuck you think I'm doing? I'm in a twisted situation. If you want to support, you know what I'm saying, while you listening to my live or whatever, you want to show some love, I would really appreciate it because I could need it. I really need it right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if you want to show some love, my head is killing me. I literally got like the most hardest headache I ever had. I've had it for like a day and a half now. So anyway, Divine told me to come share the message or whatever. So I'm sharing the message. Yeah, so I go in these dreams, right? And I be in like a whole nother place, yo. Like real time, a whole nother place. And it feels weird. Like it's like, dang, I know I'm somewhere else. Like I'm literally talking to people. I can feel them. It's like they know I just got there. So they don't really put too much pressure on me. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like I'm cognate, but I'm not fully cognate yet. Like maybe 60%, 70% where they are. And I know they're fully active where they are, but I don't be all the way there yet. You know what I mean? Like, And then the reason why I was saying love is because I get to experience genuine love when I go over there. Like it just feels good. Like you feel the elders giving you energy that's different. You feel the woman that's over, like the woman I have when I go to the next level, like that shit is different. Like I love my woman. I don't even think she over here, but I'm like in love. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in love. Like that shit been motivating me. I ain't gonna even front. That shit motivate me. I don't know who my woman is, but whoever she is spiritually, I get a chance to go see her in the spirit realm. I just haven't met her here. And we are like the dopest item ever. Like it's a beautiful thing. I feel good, you know what I'm saying, having that type of connection with her or knowing that I have this true connection with this person. And I keep meeting her spiritually in different forms, you know what I'm saying? Like I guess it's to keep it from being traced or tracked, you know what I mean? And it's like powerful. It's like that feeling when you just know everything all right. You ain't got to never question anything. You feel it through and through. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that type of feeling. And even the connection with the family is the same way. It's like I'm already inducted into a family that I don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? And they love the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit feels so good, especially when I go to sleep. I'm like, I'm in this dream world and I'm like, wow, yo, this shit different. And I'm trying to like hold on to little pieces of this reality when I go into this dream world just to bring it back with me when I wake up into this bullshit, right? And I'm like, dang, yo, like, you can't sleep all day, you know what I'm saying? Even though you may want to, and I used to compare the value of what to be from the experiences that are had. And I don't even care to. It's like nothing on this plane of existence here that really entices me. You know what I mean? And that value no more. Like, even if I was saying, yo, I'm about to go do this, I feel like I'm cheating on my dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, nah, I'm good, yo. Whatever that energy is, I'm going to be patient for it. Divine don't make mistakes, people do. And me personally, I'm so abrupt to whatever particular energy. Like, if I don't know what it is, I'm probably going to handle it pretty rough. But if I have some clarity on it, it's going to be it's going to be a realization value for the individual I got to handle this energy for, because I'm never controlled by nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing that ever controls me in some aspect. I respect and pay homage to the fact that my creator gave me life. If people want to see that as control, then that's just their perspective. But I look at it as the ultimate connection. And when you ultimately submit to what connected you to it, the life existence itself, then you get a chance to have a higher understanding of how you travel, right? And people who don't know themselves, they'll never get this understanding because they don't know themselves enough. They're too busy judging themselves. They're too busy condemning themselves to the value of other people outside of themselves. You know what I'm saying? So they have to like measure their selves to other things that are around them to feel good about who they are. And that's not a mentality I'm ever going to get into or actually deal with. That's not something I care for. When I was young, I might have had outbursts because of the things that took place in my life, right? The things that my mom allowed to happen, the things that um adults that I gave respect to as far as authority allowed to happen in life. And I lost respect for them because they didn't do the right thing as an adult. And then they would try to challenge me as a youth, asking me, what did I know about being an adult? Well, I knew right and wrong. And I knew if you was the authority, you was supposed to delegate that right and wrong. But they wouldn't do this. People would play favoritism. And it was always favoritism until what they had favored got hurt. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, now you're wrong for real, because whatever they had favoritism to didn't hold the value of the strength that you actually had into. So when you stop holding on to the value of authority, now you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? When you stop giving the people a value of authority, now that's when you're wrong, because you stop letting them be authority over your life because you saw them give favoritism. And you're like, why would I even wait for you to say anything? You don't give a shit. You give a shit about how you see life. That's not something I'm going to bow down to with no one. You know what I mean? Especially if you can't put me on an even playing field. Like, the culture itself has to fight for equality. You should never have to fight for that in your home. And these are conversations I would have with Divine when I was younger. Like, I would always go back to the Most High. Like, and I would tell Divine, you want me to have respect. Like, literally, I'm having whole drawn out conversations with the Most High, like as a kid, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, laying in my bed. And I'm like, you want me to do this, but you do nothing about these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want me to have respect for you, but you don't. And I would literally see Divine start to bend these things around me. When I would come to Divine with this structure of sincerity of how I felt in life, I would see these things bend around me. And I was like, wow, that's Divine showing me his existence. That's Divine showing me that he's here. And that allowed me to grow towards that value. It's hard to be right. It's hard to do the right thing in life because people want to appease the world. They want to, like, when you have so many shortcomings with yourself, you dislike yourself, you dislike your life. You'll take that pain out on the smallest thing in the world just because you ain't worth the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and carry that energy and never stand up to it. I have so many stories where only thing a person had to do is just say sorry. And it would have literally capitalized on their energy, right? But they couldn't do that because they just didn't have it in them to do right. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't have it or stand up against some form of oppression. They didn't have it in them to do right. So he wasn't failing me. You was literally failing the Divine, because I would go to Divine about all my problems. I had nothing else to lean on. So I was having direct delegation conversations with Divine as a child, like all the time. And I would talk to the Divine until I got tired of talking and I would fall asleep. This is how I got close to the Most High in real time. I would talk myself to sleep. I would cry myself to sleep. And I would get woken up by my so-called mom talking about, you ready to eat? Or a brother, a stepbrother, somebody coming in my room like, they said come and eat. That's the only, like, nobody gave a shit if you was all right, if you know what I'm saying, nobody cared. They would just wake you up and tell you to come eat food. And then people started solidifying that as a value. I'm like, that ain't fucking love. What the fuck? That shit, if you don't eat, I don't give a fuck about that shit. You're not going to keep treating me a certain way and then try to solve it with food. That's not the reality. You know what I'm saying? But in somebody's head, they would make this a reality. The connection for me was even deeper because I can lean on those things. I didn't know how real it was to go into these other dimensions. I didn't know what that meant. I couldn't, like, explain this shit to people. And it was weird. Like, I had some friends when I was growing up that was in the same environment that I was in, right? Or the same understanding. But then I would start hanging with people that wasn't from my environment. Like, I hung with goth kids and shit like that. That's because they showed their difference on the surface. You know what I mean? So I could tell they was going through shit. I hung out with this one kid. He did all types of, he would eat Tylenol, a bunch of them. Like, he would eat Advil. His fucker would just do everything. He was so fucking sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had a lot of pain, you know, but he lived with his grandparents. And he would hang out by himself a lot, but he was smoking weed. He was trying to numb whatever pain he was going through. And that shit attracted me to him. That shit made me want to be around him and shit. Like, it made me, like, stalk his ass and find out where he was living at. You know what I mean? So then I can go try to hang out with him and find a way to find out what he was doing to take away his pain. This is just kid thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Like, other kids, they had vices they would do and things they would do to get themselves in trouble or whatever. They would express their fuck it in different ways. You know what I'm saying? And I pretty much hung with all of them. You know what I'm saying? I was a part of all their lives in some aspect. Like, I had some of the weirdest people that I considered my friends. But, you know, when people don't have, they don't know themselves, or they haven't come to grips with who they are in their life, they can't see why you're attached to so many different people. You know what I mean? And not be happy from where you are. Well, shit, if I got to get the fuck away from your ass, then that is my reality. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be my only reality. I'm trying my damnedest to get the fuck away from you with the little bit of time I have before I gotta go to sleep. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna wake up and do the day all over again, right? That's always been the mental reality. So uh Instagram. So I'm just saying, like, when you truly connected, when you truly connected to the divine, because it's not the it's not the everything everybody talks about is not always simplistic neither. And then on top of that, it's personalized. It's personalized for you. And this is why a lot of people don't really hear the divine, because they don't know themselves to know their personalization. You don't have your personalization in your own life to even be aware of who you are, to even have a conversation with the Most High. It's like, how do you do that when you don't know yourself? How do you tap into you when you don't know nothing about you? Everything that you think about yourself is outside of you. It's judgment of others. You know what I'm saying? So you like the farthest thing from even comprehending anything about yourself on a highest level, because everything that you think about you is outside. You have to blame other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to look at your shortcomings and say this, it works like that. It's different when you go out in the world and you can do shit by yourself, but then people do everything they can to stop you from doing what you're able to do, just to pull you into the category where they are. That's something different. And then you hear people say, well, don't do this or let this go and let that go. I'm letting shit go. I don't give a fuck what none of these people say. Most of the time people are talking behind. Hold on one second. Put y'all on pause real quick. I guess I didn't need to, because motherfuckers be blowing my phone up for no damn reason. But I hear people saying, this will make your life do this and do that. You don't fucking have a clue. None of you people have a clue. Everybody's so easy to say what to put down. I don't live like that. I live by justice. That's always been me. It has to be put right before I put it down. And I can't just listen to what everybody has to say, or just, no, divine knows me. My judgment is how people see me. I don't give a fuck how nobody see me. I might fuck around and have an outburst around people. I might mess around and break down around people because of the things that I had to go through in my life. And that's because the justice hasn't been completely done yet. And it's probably because divine letting them dig a deeper hole so they can get buried. Next time you won't come back in this life. You'll be placed as a demon or in somewhere else. You never come back into this existence again. Divine has his own plans, and that has nothing to do with me. I don't know. But I know when things are still existing and they have done wrong things, I'm always uncomfortable around them. It's something inside of me that will never be settled because you still exist. And I'm a warrior at heart. My thing was trying not to do something. Like, people really believe they freaking know me, yo. Like, people really believe they know me. And none of these people, they want to call me I'm a punk, I'm this, I'm that, until shit get real. People don't know what it takes to hold back, yo. People really don't know what it takes to hold shit back. And everybody like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You ain't going to do nothing to divine, yo. Nothing. You're not going to ever do anything to divine. And what divine allows to go through these circumstances is only opposed to the value of that connection to that individual. That's like saying, really? That's what you choose to do in this circumstance? Let me see how far you're willing to go. And when that happens, it changes the whole dynamic of one's life and expectancy. Now divine is wondering, how'd you get gifts? Why'd you beg for these gifts that I gave you and you abused them? That's how hurt you was in life. So life is dynamic in its own attribute. And for me, I had to learn not to do shit. I had to learn not to want to react to certain things. And it's still bad. It's still bad. Like people don't even know. Sometimes I could be looking at your ass, you don't even know I'm looking at you. I could be parked right across from you, ready to I'm about to do, and it's motherfuckers are like, yo. Like people don't even know. They have no freaking clue. Nobody has a clue. But people who really know me know how I get down, how I used to get down, how I always been. People who know me know me. Period. That's just that statement is a blanket statement. It's a blanket statement. So at the end of the day, I don't really get mixed up into what people think or what people believe or what you should and shouldn't do. When I hear people talk, I look at them as being comfortable in their own place that's not even established by divine. And soon that will come crumbling and you'll have to face your own beliefs. That's a hard thing to do. When you spit a lot of negative shit off your tongue about how you think the world should be, and now you got to face that with the adversity of not being able to do what you say people should do or live how you think people should live. That's the depths of the true reality. I'd be like, yo, that shit crazy. Got everything to say, but when it's your turn to stand in that, when the comfortability is ripped off you, when you go through something super heinous, let's see you put it down. Let's see you just get over it. It's not even a reality. It's not even a reality. And sometimes you'll mess around and say something around the wrong people who you believe can be trustworthy, and they go take what you say and go run with it just to tell everybody, to try to make themselves look somewhat important or as if they're carrying a level of knowledge, right? When in fact, these people had nothing else better to do but to try to save falsity, right? They want to look a certain way. That's why when they get that knowledge, they abuse it, right? And that's okay too. That's the world people live in. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care about none of that shit. But I know my connection with the divine is different because I've gained so many things mentally. I've gained so many things mentally. Strongest mind, like one of the strongest minds. You know what I'm saying? And people, they always measure themselves up to the things they remember about me. That should be funny as hell to me. Like, yo, people, you're matching up what you remember about me at a certain point in my life to try to esteem your value as a person. You need to find yourself. Don't find me and try to match up to that. Find yourself and love that, you know? But, it is what it is, man. Here goes somebody tapping in and out. You about to leave again? You about to dip off real quick so you can try to shorten my views while you coming in and out? How you doing? Why don't you stay around and listen for a while, whoever you are? So divine is only connected to people who truly face who they are. You can't bury that stuff deep down inside of you. You have to wear it at your heart surface. You have to really think about it and realize that you went through that. And once you truly understand that these are the things you went through, you can give them to the Most High. That's when you have a personal conversation with them. These conversations ain't based off how close you are to anybody, somebody else knowing God, or somebody else having a spiritual connection, or it's not about everybody else. It's about how well you deal with it. It's almost like you get a cut, and at that moment you get a cut, you can say, oh, fuck, and you can curse and scream and bash your knuckles, or, trip and fall, do whatever. Or you can say at that moment, you can respond to that cut, but don't respond in the worst way ever. You just give it to the divine. Like, that's acknowledgement. Expression is not acknowledgement. People get those two things mixed up together. You start expressing how you feel in the most derogatory way, when in fact, the knowledge of what happened probably didn't feel so bad. But because people like attention, fuck that is. Because people like attention, some people express in the worst ways possible. And it's important to actually understand these values. If you enjoy the things I put down on the screen or whatever, please support the channel. Information is always in the description and on the screen. But that be the indifference. So then you start learning with yourself about your own expression level. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I remember when I was young, people would say to me, the world ain't out to get you. The world ain't out to get you. It's not this, it's not that. And as soon as you put your guard down, that's when the world comes in to do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of keeping your guard up, like, nah, I don't fuck with you like that. Nah, I ain't going with y'all because y'all be up to shit. Like, I used to stay on my guard, and I would rather stay by myself. But I would be pushed into doing shit. And I would be pushed into doing shit until my guard was down. And I had to remember, like, you know what? It's not even about people. And I waited till I got a little stronger and I was old enough to tell people in another way that I didn't want to be a part of anything nobody had. And I would go do what I wanted to do for myself. And I would collectively pick people that I thought was conducive to be in my life and show them that we can do things without all of the structure, without all the bullshit that the world puts up. And you know what? People are weaker than they oppose most time. When you start showing people you can really have a good life, you can really do things different, you can really get to another place, they literally change. Some people start hating themselves because they didn't think about that earlier. Some people get real greedy to the value and they start wanting to take what you're accumulating before you even get to that point. And some people just don't want to see you do it because they've never done anything besides meet you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, yo, this be the reality sometimes. And then even your family, they like, damn, I never thought the way this individual is thinking right now. Is this person even my child? You know what I'm saying? So then the energy gets twisted up so much, and you can be so happy and have all this wherewithal for what you have. But if people are not on the same page, they can do whatever they want to try to pull that up under your feet just because they have hate within themselves. I will never hate myself that much. I've thought about too many great things. I've accomplished too many great things. I've clashed into the value of thinking that I can believe that I can bring people into this great thinking that divine has given me to have. But then I had to realize that was a mistake. That's like one of my biggest mistakes I ever made, believing that I can rise my family with myself. And that was me mentally figuring these plans out before I even brought them to my people. Like, I would literally sit down and write this shit down. Like, yo, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. This right here it's going to allow me to do X, Y, Z. And once I sat down and figured it out financially, the work ethic, what it would take to put in different situations and what job placements we would do, it was undoubtedly. It was something in my mind that could not be taken away. And then to watch the situations get turned like as a falsity, it would get turned. And I'm like, okay, this is purpose. This is not actuality. So it has nothing to do with my plan. This is the connections to the value. So I would express little insignificant plans that I didn't really put much thought in around people to see how they would react to these things. And when they would chop these things down purposely, I knew never to tell them my real plans. I knew never to share that. I was like, yo, why would I share that with you? Your essence of who you are as an individual. If I give you some bullshit, you ball it up and throw it in my face out of spite. So I'm like, yo, that's cool. I understood this value. So my thing was to get away once again. It's like, why would I stay around for? You don't care. You don't care enough for me to open myself up and just pour everything about me out. I will never lose everything I have. I'm not that stupid. You know what I'm saying? To sit down and be like, yo, I'm just gonna give. Nah, I'm a whole Rubik's Cube in my head, yo. I know how to shift when I need to shift. And I think about these things. I'm like, yo, divine shows me so many things, especially in my dreams, yo. And traveling, like people say astro traveling. No, I literally go places. My spirit comes out of my body and I jump into another body. And I'm somewhere else in real time. Like, I feel shit, the couch, the ashtray, the cups, give handshakes, hug people. Like, I'm like, yo, this shit different. And it's just been increasing over the last few months. Like, if you was in the beginning of this video, you would have heard me say, whoever I'm seeing in my dreams, we got a genuine love. Like, it's a real love. Like, I get to hug a woman, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and her family love the shit out of me. Like, it's different. Like, I explained this in the beginning. Like, I have a connection with somebody that I don't know yet. And it's unconditional love, and it cannot be broken. Even if you was to get a sense of the energy, the residual energy that I would dream with, you still wouldn't be able to find out who it is. So you're just like jumping around my life. It's this person, it's that person. Look how he talking to her. It must be them. They getting a response over here. No, that's stupid. That is only thing you're doing is making yourself look like an asshole if that's how you playing in this world. But what divine has for you, divine has for you. And you're supposed to be polite and loving to everybody. That's our natural nature. That's how you know people don't know who they are. The nature of the children of divine on this earth is unconditional love. That's our nature. whether people realize it or not. No, you're in this world, and let the world change you to be something else. And you believe that's the way because the things you went through, and you're only focusing on the fact that you went through them. What about everybody else? Did you ever ask why everybody else is so forthgoing? Why do they struggle so hard to keep this energy relevant? It's deep when it comes to the conversation aspects, but people don't do that because they're self-serving. You're self-serving in your emotions. You self-serving in your expressions. You self-serving in how you even take yourself. That should be like the most painful thing. You know what I mean? When you look in the mirror, that everything that matters is how you see it. Even the output of how you should be received is how you see it. So it's like you're just fucking controlling like to its fullest totality. You'll never get genuine nothing because you want to control how everything comes towards you. That's the bottom line of that. You're just fucked up. They're like, clean this up, do that. I'm not doing shit according to people. If you can't feel me, that means you don't have the wherewithal inside yourself to listen to nothing. If you can't connect and gravitate to a message, that means divine never gave you the compass inside of you to gravitate to what's going to be right. I've heard things from the most dirtiest people on the planet. They look like somebody you never should sit next to, but they've said some of the most profound things. I've been around some of the most egregious people that you never want to be around, but they have delivered some of the most profound messages at the right given time. And I didn't have a governor on how they came. I was able to see through that with the compass divine gave me. See, that's how you know when people talking, I'll be like, yeah, you ain't learning enough because you block everything that come to you. You'll never get a chance to really see true light because you're judgmental. And these little shortcomings, you'll see with people, you'll see how they deal with things. And people will sit back and be like, well, the motion is not the same today. He's not delivering the message or she's not delivering the message. What we did must have worked. No, that's just your arrogance. That's all that is. That has nothing to do with the reality of the structure. Everybody needs rest. And I tell you one thing, when I go into the dream world, I come out tired sometimes, like, because I'm literally moving around in another world. I wake up and I'm like, wow, I feel like I left something, or I feel like I need to go back into that shit. Or I feel like, damn, I'm here now. Oh gosh, divine, what? Like, how long do I have to, how long am I gonna keep dealing with this shit? Like, and divine is like, well, it's not that you're dealing with it. It's that I need you to spread that residual energy. I need you to leave that energy behind. If people like us are not around here to leave it behind, then there's not going to be an essence of it ever being there. So therefore the seed will never get a chance to grow. They can't chop down what you call frequency trees. Frequency trees will never be chopped down. A physical tree can be chopped down, but to meet people and to share a level of love with them at that present moment, not because it's the way you want to do it, it's because it's how divine does unconditional love. See, those two trees are going to be separated regardless. It's like they say that the shaft from the seed. It's like that. Like, everything is not a seed. Some of them are just shaft. It's similar to it. You know what I'm saying? But it's not the quite the seed. And when you grab it, it's soft and it's frail and it breaks up under pressure. See, it explains itself in its own manner. It's like, that's the reality when it comes to it. So I don't have to be told to do the right thing. And see, that was the thing when we was kids. My mom used to be like, represent me right while you out here in the street. I was, even though I got treated like shit, I would still hold a respect for my mom while I was in the streets. Because I knew at the end of the day, there was a disciplinary form to that. And I didn't want my family to see me in that light either. I would say, nah, at least I did the right thing. And the people would say, nah, he's a nice kid. He's humble. He's very respectable. But I still would get treated like shit when I went home. And to have that understanding, it had nothing to do with the person after I got older. It had nothing to do with the fact of holding respect for the parent. I liked being respected. I loved being respected. I was like, oh, that's dope. So when you give respect, you get respect. That hit on my grandfather coming in. You treat people respect, you get respect back. So then I started treating people like that. People were like, oh, you a sucker. You this. I wouldn't have did that. That's because you don't love yourself enough. You don't love yourself enough to do shit like that. No, I live like that. It doesn't matter who accepts me or don't accept me. I carry respect because that's what my grandfather taught me to do. Period. You know what I'm saying? And people will say, well, that's the way to hurt them. Don't respect them. He'll be hurt if you don't respect him. No, that won't bother me. That bothers you. That bothers you because you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan to initialize a connection. It don't bother me. If I don't get respect from somebody, that's cool. That means I don't never have to be in your energy ever again. You see what I'm saying? That's like the yellow tape right there, or the signal line. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't respect me, that's fine. Cool. I don't have to ever give you respect. Whatever after that is in the air. You know what I'm saying? And that be the reality. It doesn't hurt not to get respect. My job is just to give it. That's the invisible energy that exists. So even if a person is an asshole and they walk around, they living life the way they fucked up, let them be like that. That's cool. Let them be like that. Because your energy is the residual energy that you're leaving behind. That tree is going to grow regardless if that person is there or not. If they received it or not, that energy still grows. It'll manifest for someone else who's open enough to get it. This is the world we truly live in. That's true connection. That's a true connection. Not to pick out every negative thing you see. That's easy. Because negative things are blatant. They're loud. They're brash. Right? They're loud. They're loud. They're brash. They're disruptive. That's negative energy. It's extra outspoken. It's disruptive. It has to do everything it can in this world to be seen. That's negative energy in its full totality. So why do I need to focus on that? I need to focus on the things that are harder to see. The innocence, the small things, the slight motions of gestures of gratitude and grandeur. You focus on those things because they need to be illuminated. You need to shine that energy out. And most people don't think like that. They don't even have a opportunity to sit down and solidify what these thoughts really mean or what they really do, particular to a value. People want to act like they're doing more than what they ever do in a day to try to make it seem like you put a lot of effort into a form of connection. It's not like every motion one person does is not seen. It's all recorded. It's, are you smart enough to be that person who can see these just in different people? They say little slick words and little things when you're going back and forth over text messages. You have to be mindful of these things. These are people trying to change the way, or they was changed in that way. Nah, everything for me is all praise due to the Most High. Even when I get a chance to see a negative output from someone, I praise the divine for that, because that's that person's true character. It's up to you to where you're going to decide what you're going to do with that. And naturally, your flesh is going to want to respond, but you can't be involved in everything that happens in life, because that doesn't allow divine to handle that how divine sees fit. So it has nothing to do with being lesser of a character. That doesn't make you a bitch. It doesn't make you the P word. It doesn't make you none of these words. It doesn't separate a person from nothing. You shouldn't be out here being a warrior in the first place. This is not a time of war. And if you was born in a time of war, you would be created as such. But you're not. You're created in a family. It's supposed to be about love. Under the sun. Giving off great frequencies. Everybody should be. But look how the world is made. It's made in commerce, in shortcomings, to express the value of lack thereof or lack there is. It's just an interesting concept. When you're really connected to the divine, you get a chance to grow in that right. You get a chance to prove the fact of the new things you learn. It's so many ways of being good that's never been expressed. And everything is not known. But if, a person who think they know everything, they're just telling you they don't know shit. You know what I mean? Like every time you go to somebody, they swear they know some shit. They don't know. They don't know it. That's just them destroying everything about themselves. You know, me personally, I ask for everything that I know. If I don't know it, I ask Divine. I go right in my head, Divine, drop this down in my head real quick, and it'll come to me. It might take a few minutes, but it'll come to me. So it may seem like I think I know everything. Nah, I just asked for that. I prayed for you. I prayed to Divine to give me that knowledge at that particular time so I can share it. That's the separation value. It's always going to be that. And if you're not used to doing that, you don't know what it feels like. You don't know what it looks like. You never had that as a retrospect. I really don't even be wanting to come do these lives. Like, I really don't. I be like, man, I ain't about to go do no live for what? Just so somebody can go listen to my shit and go take it and chop it up how they see fit. Nah, I don't be wanting to do all that. I don't gain anything from giving out what I got. I like to use what Divine gives me for myself. I like to keep it. Because if I keep it for myself, then, you know what I'm saying? It's like when you really need it, you can use it. And that be the deep thing for me. Like when you really need it, you can use it, right? Because you gotta adjust to certain things that happen in your life. You gotta adjust to it. And sometimes it happens so fast, you like, oh shit, how this happened? I got shot, I got stabbed, I went through this, I'm in the hospital, this person died, this person lived. Like, you go through so many things so fast. You have to acclimate to them in order to adjust to it right. So I try to take my time. I ain't gonna stay on this live too long because I got a headache right now. My shit is banging, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I get money, sometimes I don't get money. And right now I'm low on shit. So I need cash so I can get things like food. You know what I'm saying? So you already know the vibes. If you got this far through my video or whatever, and you appreciate what I'm delivering, please support the stream. Is information on the stream for the support. You know what I mean? But yeah, I got to get off because my head is killing me right now. Just throbbing and throbbing and throbbing. And I'm delivering the message because Divine told me to deliver the message, right? So I always listen to the Most High first and foremost. No matter how I feel, I still listen to the Most High, right? You already know the vibes, yo. It's Naga. Yeah, I'm about to play the commercial, so and you already know. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Yeah. I had the pleasure of meeting this wonderful woman who has a lot of great products. And this one right here is specifically for hair growth. One is Rosemary number 9, and the other one is Sim 1. They smell so good, and they also got a great applicator tip. Therefore, it's easy to use. I instantly went ahead and got me some and put it in my beard, as you can see here. So, and it feels so good, it made my beard nice and soft. If you want information, it's information on these cards right here. And if you flip this card over, there's a barcode that takes you right to the website. You'll check her out and go cop something. Naga.
Monet, ayy. With the affirmations to enjoy your day with. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery. I got my discipline. My source comes from within. Root chakra grounded in the cosmos so infinite. Nagas through my veins. Currencies flow through ligaments. Another netta instrument. Manifest me dividends. I'm on my mastery. Self-doubt is blasphemy. I'm the God I ask for me, connected to my astral dream. I summon other beings, all facets of me. Magician part my meaning. My purpose is the alchemy. I am numero uno, Raishi on my mind, lion's mane, big on sumo, Babalao aligned with Pluto. We kick back like judo, karma licks back from Pluto. Heart on a feather, that represents my new growth. Trusting me is crucial, the God in me a do show. I'm bigger than your economics, politics, and Google. My omnipresence is the true show, all the world is stage. Allow my authentic self to be the sage. Fumigating parasites all up in my space. Cause I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than indoctrinations. Naga's rising cavalry. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than the situation. Nettas are my battery. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The nettas are my battery.